Do you want to take your pet on a trip but don't know where to start? Well, today we'll give you 4 quick tips on traveling with your furry best friend. Listen, I know it can seem daunting, like trying to give a chihuahua a bath daunting, but trust me, it doesn't have to be a complete disaster. Whether you're going on a quick road trip to see your grandma or jet-setting to some exotic location, we've got your back on tail wags and tweets. We're about to break down the most helpful tips to make traveling with your pet as smooth as a fresh jar of peanut butter. So buckle up, grab your fur babies, and let's get this show on the road. Okay, first things first. We gotta channel our inner control freaks and plan ahead. And I don't mean just throwing a few treats in your purse and hoping for the best. We're talking full-on, color-coded, spreadsheet-level planning, people. First up, pet-friendly accommodations. Don't wait until the last minute to find out your hotel thinks your chihuahua is actually a small, hairy burglar. Book in advance and double-check their pet policy. Some places have weight limits, breed restrictions, or extra fees. And nobody wants to be surprised by a surprise pet deposit, am I right? Next, if you're flying airlines, they can be trickier than teaching a cat to fetch. Every airline has different rules about pets, so head to their website or call them directly. You'll need to know about carrier requirements, fees, because of course there are fees, and whether your pet can travel in the cabin with you, or if they'll be chilling in the cargo hold. Speaking of carriers, make sure you get one that's the right size for your pet. You want them to be comfy, not crammed in there like a sardine. And don't forget to get your pet microchipped and make sure their ID tags are up to date, just in case your little Houdini decides to make a break for it. Alright, now that we've got the planning out of the way, let's talk about packing. Because just like us, our furry companions need more than just a toothbrush and a change of underwear. Number 1, food and water. Don't rely on finding your pet's specific brand of organic, gluten-free, grass-fed kibble at some random gas station. Pack enough for the entire trip, plus some extra, just in case you hit some unexpected traffic or your flight gets delayed. And a collapsible water bowl is a lifesaver, literally. Next up, medications. If your pet takes any daily meds, pack enough for the trip, plus a few extra days worth, just in case. It's always better to be over-prepared than scrambling to find a pharmacy in the middle of nowhere. Now let's talk entertainment. Just like us, pets can get bored on long journeys. Pack their favorite toys, a cozy blanket that smells like home, and maybe even a new chew toy to keep them occupied. A bored pet is a mischievous pet, and nobody wants to be cleaning up a chewed-up seatbelt on vacation. And last but not least, a first aid kit. Accidents happen, so it's always best to be prepared. Pack some antiseptic wipes, bandages, antihistamines, and anything else your vet recommends. Trust me, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Okay, so we've planned, we've packed. Now it's time to actually hit the road or the skies. And this is where things can get a little hairy, no pun intended. But don't worry, I've got some tips to make the journey as stress-free as possible for both you and your furry co-pilot. First and foremost, safety first. If you're driving, please, for the love of all things fluffy, secure your pet properly. A loose pet in a moving vehicle is a recipe for disaster. You can get a special pet seatbelt, a carrier that straps into the seat, or even a pet barrier for the back of your car. Just make sure they're secure and can't fly into the windshield if you have to slam on the brakes. Now, if you're flying, and your pet is small enough to travel in the cabin with you, make sure their carrier fits under the seat in front of you. And please, don't be that person who tries to pass off their Great Dane as an emotional support animal. It's not fair to your fellow passengers or to your pet. No matter how you're traveling, make sure you take regular breaks. Stop every few hours to let your pet stretch their legs, go potty, and burn off some energy. And always have fresh water available for them. Okay, this last tip is probably the most important one of all. Stay calm and positive. Our pets are like furry little mood rings. They pick up on our energy. So if we're stressed and anxious, guess what? They're gonna be stressed and anxious too. So take a deep breath, put on your favorite playlist, and try to enjoy the journey. Traveling can be stressful, even without pets, but it can also be an amazing adventure. And sharing that adventure with your furry best friend? Well, that's just priceless. If your pet seems nervous, talk to them in a soothing voice. Give them lots of love and reassurance, and maybe even try distracting them with a treat or a toy. And if you're really worried, you can always talk to your vet about calming supplements or medication. Remember, traveling with your pet is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be bumps in the road, literally and figuratively. But with a little planning, preparation, and a whole lot of patience, you can make it a fun and memorable experience for both of you. So there you have it, my top tips for stress-free pet travel. Remember, a little preparation goes a long way. And always put your pet's safety and well-being first. For even more tips and tricks on traveling with your furry friend, check out the link to an ebook for a how-to guide for stress-free pet travel in the description box below. It's got all sorts of goodies from more tips to travel checklists and options for you and your fur baby. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe to our channel for more awesome pet content. And hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, happy travels!